Welcome to Never Shut Up. It's your boy Marcellus Wiley. Yes, we're about to learn some life lessons. We're about to talk through it like we talk through sports and entertainment and cover that media like the media covering everybody else. Media shifted, man. Y'all notice some of those things out there? We'll dive into it a little bit later, but we're going to dive into this right now. Leave a monthly donation to projecttransition.org as we support the community, help the itty bitties grow, and support our youth developmental league that is coming. Basketball first, football right behind it. I'll show you guys some of that on Dat Dudes when we get that kicked off very soon. All right, let's kick off this show right now. Mase, M.A. dollar sign is going at Shannon Sharpe because Shannon Sharpe went at Mase. I don't know how all these things start because I got too many kids and I really don't give a damn. All I give a damn is how we can learn from it and see what's in it. Mase and Shannon Sharpe. All right, I'm going to say this right now. They're in different weight classes in terms of what they will say and what they can say. When you battle a comedian, good luck to you. You battle a rapper, prayers to you. Because you got to understand, we're in the media. Like, we've been trained differently. Not that we ain't dogs like they dogs, but we train differently. Like, you going against Mase, and you going against Cameron, you going against comedians, and, you know, now you got D.L. Hughley saying stuff about you if you're Shannon Sharpe. Not bad, but just like, I ain't going on your show. You got Mike Epps, you don't settle that beef. Who else out there? Eddie Griffin. Let's just say when you go to media training, you walk out of there saying things like Shannon says, like mofo. Like me, like I curse. I curse in real life. I don't curse on air like that, motherfucker. Like, let me stop. Here's the thing. He says mofo. I'm like him. I don't like to curse like just like that for y'all records. It ain't gonna help nobody like that. That ain't rappers. That ain't comedians. And that's just cursing. I'm talking about the boundaries of where they will go. You ain't going. And if you are going to go there, let's just say you're not as well-versed, well-trained in terms of doing that, right? You're on ESPN, you're on Disney, you're on Fox, wherever, like I've been. We domesticated to a degree. Let's just call it like it is. Now you in them dark places now. You don't cross the line. Whoa, we out of bounds, unnecessary roughness. Hey, that's what happens with success. Shannon has expanded his boundaries. Shannon has gone beyond the borders. Shannon is a superstar, not a star, superstar in this sports media game. So shots are being fired at Shannon. So let's listen to this back and forth where Mase addresses Shannon Sharpe for calling him out.
Listen, Shannon. I'm not the one to play with. Matter of fact, I'm not even going to take that road. I'm going to take a different road with you. Listen, let me start with respect and let me end with class, okay? You started out being very aggressive with Ja Morant Pops at a Laker game. If you are for black people, this is not the way to carry yourself. And let me go further than that. You wanted to be tough with Mike Epps, and you settled quicker than Diddy and Cassie. Listen. And thirdly, you call yourself coming at me, right? You want to be aggressive with me, right? Listen, you showed poise, respect, wherewithal, resolve, compassion, reverence for Skip Bayless. Why are you so aggressive anytime somebody black say something? The man said, put your glasses on, and you put your glasses back on. Don't play with me. Put your glasses back on, Shannon.
Now, that's how you do it. Because Mase had a couple of lanes, and you can see that he was like, should I hit him with the typical, or should I flip it? Hit him with this unique, the Shannon Sharpe. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all don't know about that. So here's the thing. He went there, and I like that he went there. The first thing about it is everybody's noticed two things. One, damn, Shannon, way to bet on yourself. It's worked out for you, brother, right? Leaving Undisputed, and he didn't leave. Remember when he left Undisputed, and I was like, he didn't leave. And then he let that be until Stephen A ratted him out. And then all of a sudden he was like, damn, he had to clean it up. So they cleaned it up. But remember, from day one, Shannon wanted us to believe he left or he was going to do other things, right? And he was. But we come to realize that it was different, right? They didn't want him there anymore, and that's fine. Ryan Clark's going through that situation right now. I went through this situation before where you like, they're all different, but they're kind of the same, right? You look up and you're like, what am I doing? Should I be doing it at this price? And then with Shannon, it was like, dog, we don't even want you here because of these incidents, et cetera, right? Despite him being that talented. So Shannon finds himself in this position right now. He is a star, superstar, balling out of control right now. Part-time ESPN don't matter. When he's there, it's full-time. It's go time. And then his podcast, Club Shay Shay and Nightcap, both off the chain, right? Killing it. So you know you're going to get shots because you're at the top. So everybody going to start shooting at you, whether it is jealousy or envy. I don't always call it that, but it could be that. In these situations, it's not that. So the second thing is we know what Shannon has all of a sudden taken a more unfiltered approach to how he does it on Club Shay Shay and on Nightcap, which is newer. He's more into like, I'm just going to tell y'all what I'm thinking. I'm telling y'all what I'm feeling. I'm telling y'all raw, real, right? Okay, perfect for a podcast. Then there's another slant in that, like a subcategory, where now the comedians have come on, and then since Cat Williams and now Monique, it feels like people are wondering, is this a trend? Are we going Wendy Williams? And Wendy Williams, let me just clear the record. I used to salute her so hard, not so much by topic, but by her technique. She was a beast. I used to listen to her when I was in New York. You just hear her on the radio, didn't think too much of it. Like, you know, it's a ton of talent in radio. But I was like, when I saw her on the show, I was like, damn, she chopping this thing up. Now, she picked topics that were dirtier, lower frequency, so she had high ratings. Shannon is also in that lower frequency now, higher ratings. You let somebody come on there and just go off on everybody. That's not your responsibility to limit what they say. But it is on you, the onus is on you to push back or to fact check or to be like, what's up with that one, right? That's what you expect. Shannon, I like how you do interviews. Hey, go ahead. You won't? I'm going to be here next week. You won't. So get it off the chest. And I like that style. However, I knew it was going to land him where he is right now, in the middle of all this beef, right? Because you know how it goes. Like, it's grade school. It's like, oh, you my friend, and then you let him talk about me? I don't like him anymore. Now I'm wondering, are we cool? That's how it went in grade school. You remember that? Your friends got mad at you because you like somebody they didn't like? I was like, dog, what you talking about? Now this is petty like that because these are topics. Oh, you just going to let him come on your show and say that? That's my homie. Now you not my homie. See how it goes? So now you see people taking shots at Shannon because one, either A, they feel like they ain't get on that couch before Cat Williams, so it's like post Cat Williams. Like Monique, I ain't even watch her interview. I don't know if it was good, bad, or ugly, whatever. It's just post Cat Williams, right? It's PK, post Cat. You know, see, I ain't watching nothing post Cat in that same lane. I'm not. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Maybe if he got, maybe if Mike Epps came on there, I would because they really blew up that beef. Maybe, but it's not like Cat. It's funny that Shannon is putting himself in this position, which is not a bad position, but just know what to expect. He got to put his helmet back on, shoulder pads back on. Why? Because everybody coming at him. Because he let, Cat did this, and the first thing they're going to try and do is get the gunman. Then they want to seize the weapon, and then they want to know the location. And then they want to know who else conspired, right? You know how a game goes. Who else helped you with that? Was it just you? And so Shannon's going to find himself in a lot of these beefs. My thing is, you can't mofo out these beefs. These suckers going to be coming. These suckers going to come with swords, ninja stars. They coming for him. I like that Mase defended himself in that respect, too. Fake pastor. They calling Shannon gay, like, you know, I get it. So it's like, it's a lot of back and forth that is a little too messy for me and my itty bitties right now. But at the same time, I'll address that in a different way, in a different text. Not this situation. This situation calls for us to learn that, look, anything you give attention to is going to give it back to you. So that's why success begets success. You positive, positive things happen. You negative, or you letting the negativity go and flow, it's coming back, because energy can't be created or destroyed, just transferred. So you're giving good, you're going to get good back. You're giving bad, you're going to get bad back. Not in the absolute sense, but in the main sense. So that's where we are right now with that. You get in the Wendy Williams lane. Y'all know what happened to Wendy Williams? Everybody started hating her and hating on her, and they loved her, but they loved to hate her, and then that's how it went. Now she ain't even on the air for other reasons, I think, sickness and stuff. But Shannon, you there, you big time, dog, and you already know that. But big time and doing it this way, a little different than it was before. Let's just say that. So tell me this. These are some questions my staff asked. I like this. Is Shannon carrying himself correctly if he's for black people? Now, to me, you know me, I ain't a fan of, it's for black people. Like, I did notice, though, him and Skip, when Skip was violating him, he ain't come at Skip like that. But y'all calm down. He worked with Skip. He don't work with Mike Epps. He don't work with D.L. Hughley. He don't work with Mase. So y'all calm down on that one. Like, oh, you didn't have all that energy for Skip. Like, that was his partner. These cats ain't his partner. Let's see. Did he settle too quick with Mike Epps? Does he look like a punk? I mean, look, Shannon did say he looked like Shannon was implying he was going to beat him up or put some hands on him. And then Mike Epps implied, I'm about to bust one on you. So, yeah, beef over. Whatever you want to say. If you're talking about tat-tat-tatting after I'm talking about putting some hands on you, yeah, it's over. What else is here? What do you think of Shannon Sharpe right now? What do you think of Mase's response to Shannon Sharpe? Beat that up in the comments. Let's keep it going. All right, let's talk some sports, a little more sports. This ring chasing culture. I caught some sound that's come from my man Damian Lillard, and he's talking about the ring culture. And it's just funny being an athlete throughout all the phases. I give you one that's lighthearted, because ring culture just landed on us. And we were like, what? You know, we didn't land on ring culture. Ring culture landed on us, right? And I was like, where'd this come from? Because it wasn't there from day one when I was playing sports. People weren't just counting rings. Just wasn't that way. Just like when I first started sports, this used to be called the stomach, right? And then all of a sudden, they start saying, no, that's not your stomach. That's your abdominals. Then they were like, it's not your abdominals and your abdominal wall. It's your core. I was like, what? And then that wraps into your back. See how that same area, but they start calling it different things. Okay, we're still talking sports, we're still talking greatness, but now we're looking at it a lot differently. It's about ring chasing and ring culture. So listen to Lillard talk about ring culture.
What are your opinions about ring culture? Oftentimes the media pushes unfairly at times too. You got to have a ring to be a great. Yeah. You know, you're a member of the NBA 75 team and you're still in that pursuit.
It kind of bothers me, not just because I don't have a ring, but how you see people try to diminish or take away from some of the greatest players ever's career because they didn't win. Some dudes played in the era with Michael Jordan. Like Charles Barkley, man, was cold. People that had to play in the era when Golden State was Golden State. I played them in the first round. The year before that, I played them in the second round. It's like, who knows? Maybe I would have had a chance for real at one of those points. But I mean, sometimes that's how it go. But that doesn't take away from your body of work and what you put into it. But because I know that it's not gonna go away, like when I win a ring, I'm gonna join him. I'm gonna be like, he ain't that good. He don't have a ring. Like, if I had to deal with it without having one, the day that I do get one, God willing, I'm going to the other side.
Yeah. I don't have any rings, so obviously it's going to come off as bias that I don't give a damn about, like, ring culture. Let me say this. I'm not alone. Excuse me, Dougie. Fresh. Yes, I'm not alone in saying that a lot of athletes didn't pursue rings. And it's not because they're not competitive. It's not because they didn't want to be called winners. It's because you come to quickly realize in sports, especially professional level, like when you in Pop Warner, hell yeah, we want to win it all. When you in high school, hell yeah. College, you're like, yeah, we're going to try hard. Yeah, certain schools. You go to certain schools, you are. You don't go to those 12 schools. You know what they are. You don't go to Bama. You don't go to Georgia. Like, mess around and go to, I don't know, Cal. You ain't talking about rings or die because you, stop. All right, so miss me. All right, so now we get to the pro level. And y'all think, oh, well, if you ain't preaching about getting a ring, then you ain't trying as hard. No. Y'all know that the NFL is big business. Y'all know that there are politics in the NFL. How many videos y'all gonna have to see of a guy who played well and the coach is like, I can't play you because you don't make enough money. I'm playing the money guy because we gotta get ROI. How many times you have to see that? How many times you seen a guy who's on the bench, you like, he better than the dude starting? How many times you gotta see that, right? How many times you know a guy has an incentive in his contract and they won't let him hit it because he's good? Like, it's politics. And being real, there are certain teams that they don't have a shot. Certain teams in the NFL, you're like, I don't see it. Now, the NFL can be tricky at times where you can fool yourself and there's some fool's gold. Arizona could start 7-0. You're like, oh, here we go. Oops. Like, it's times like that. But in the NFL in general, look at what the Chiefs are doing right now. And then before the Chiefs, we had a little area with the Patriots. Before the Patriots, we had 49ers, Cowboys. Like, it's kind of college football-esque in terms of these teams or these divisions. These couple of teams right here got the shot. Everybody else, y'all ain't got the shot. So, there's a lot of guys in the league who ain't thinking about rings only. Damian Lillard kind of went there, but he knows that's a lot of pressure put on him if he don't talk about he cares about rings. But he's like, dog, that's not greatness only. Let me tell you why. Because we know ring culture is an acquired taste. It just popped up and all of a sudden, subscribe to it or not. You're not cultured if you're not swelling your wine like that. Like, dog, I can hold my wine like this. It's still going to taste the same, ain't it? No, you're not swelling it like this. Okay, whatever. We know ring culture is some bullshit because, one, it just came here. It just got here. Like, oh, we supposed to act like you law, you life? But two, it's not absolute. If ring culture is real, then why we ain't just counting rings? Oh, it's also this. Well, if it's also that, that means what's ring culture? People just get twisted up in that. No. You got to have certain level of greatness and rings. Wait a minute. Okay, so can you have even more greatness and no rings and still be a part of ring culture? No, because you ain't got a ring. Well, wait a minute. Somebody lesser of a player but got a ring is better than a better player with no ring? Don't do it. Don't do it. Right? So it kind of reminds me like a college degrees, you know? And I'm very proud of my degree, as everyone should be. Shoot, you put in years, that's like 4 years of no alarm clock or mama and daddy ain't there and you got to be independent. And boy, you had to learn to be an adult quick, right? Got love for it. But I will admit, someone who has a degree from a great school tells you a lot, but doesn't tell you everything, right? It's not law. Like that sucker just perfect or smart. Valedictorian at Harvard. Yeah, he's smart. Doesn't tell me everything about him, though, right? Doesn't tell me he can turn everything into something positive, turn something and materialize it, turn something and monetize it. Just tell me the dude is smart. Okay? So I think with ring culture, it just tells me he was a part of a winning team. But it doesn't tell me everything. Because it's crazy, like you could be a number 2 on a team and be considered greater than a number 1 with no ring. You'd be like, what? Seriously, like, wow, that's messed up because where's Damian Lillard going to go down? He's top 75, but at the same time, y'all going to keep him at 75. You ain't going to move him nowhere up or certainly not past anybody who has a ring, even though he may be better. Where's Chris Paul? Right? Chris Paul. This is an interesting question. Who's a better player? And I don't have the answer just yet because I'm a big fan of both. Chris Paul or Scottie Pippen? Damn, that's pretty good. I would say Scottie, though. Because Scottie could be a number 1, too. He just took that 2 because he was with the best player all time or number 2 all time, right? Let's go here. Dwayne Wade. You're like, yeah, Dwayne Wade. He got rings. Who doesn't have rings? Charles Barkley. Jesus. Y'all forgot about Barkley? Oh, man. So that's the conversation we're having right now. I want y'all to beat it up in the comments because I'm thinking, man, we lazy, we dumb if we really just count rings. And if we are, let's be smart about it. Bill Russell won. Everybody else get in line. All right, Jordan, you too. Oh, no. We ain't going to count Robert Ory. Jordan, you too, right? Etc. So tell me what y'all think about that. Beat it up in the comments because I don't think we should diminish a cat. I think we should first look at how they are and then see how it turned out. Kind of like what I do with the community, what I do with the foundation. You're a great kid, you go to a bad school. Oh, well, I ain't using that against you. Your school is not top in the world, but your ass is. So I look at it the same way. A player could be great even if it didn't materialize into a championship. But tell me what y'all think. I know y'all going to beat me up. Do you have to be a champion to be great? I've heard Jay Williams just said that about Caitlin, what's her name? The lady plays basketball, Caitlin Clark. He was like, I wouldn't call her great because she doesn't have a ring. I was like, God dang. She can't miss a jump shot, but she ain't great. All right, I hear you. And who else doesn't have a ring that you believe is still great? Beat that up in the comments. All right, let's get to this one right here because KD, you know my favorite basketball player ever. My favorite basketball player ever is Kevin Durant. Yeah, for real. Like LeBron's the GOAT. Jordan is Jordan. Like he ain't even in the conversation. He's just, Jordan is like basketball god, right? And then there's the GOAT, and then there's my favorite player, and that's Kevin Durant, Durantula. So KD was talking about the misperception that he's not a leader. And this caught me because I've seen this so often because I've been on the field and also in the media. And I know how we can prop someone up, and I know also how we can tear someone down. I know how we can construct these things. And it's crazy because Kevin Durant, of all the great athletes, is the most misperceived, I think, right now. Doesn't get his flowers properly. People use him as a punching bag. But look, they use Floyd as a punching bag. People talk trash about Floyd. I'm like, he is perfect. But he didn't fight anybody. Oh, he just fought the most champions of all time. But he fought them when they weren't in their prime. That is not a Floyd problem. That is a they problem, right? So it's just crazy. Like sometimes we take the wrong shots at the wrong people. And this is one of the wrong ones. So I'm going to let you hear what KD said, and I'm going to tell you how it hits home for me. Listen to Kevin Durant talk about his leadership.
Why do you think people in the media think you're not a good leader? I'm not as charismatic as my peers. I don't have a personality that's like fit for TV. And a lot of those stories of what we talk about don't get spoken about in the media. You gotta sell what you're doing as well. And I haven't sold it enough. I don't feel like I need to. I don't feel like I want people to call me a leader, but I also don't want people to say I'm not one either because they don't see what goes on behind the scenes or what I talk about or my intentions. Or the relationships that I built with my teammates and support staff. But when guys like that say that, I just got to chalk it up to them just not being aware, push a narrative for myself, expose the truth on how great of a leader I am. I don't feel like it's necessary. I just chalk it up to those guys not being aware of who I am.
You're happy. People think like, they're like, why KD not happy? Why is KD look so miserable?
It's times where I'm unhappy. That's just human nature. We don't play well as a team. I'm not happy. It may not last for a long time, but I'm not happy for a good 4 or 5 hours when I call you after a bad game. Like once you accept that we have normal human emotions and reactions, of course my life is good. Of course I can't complain about anything, but in the moment some shit happens, I'm not gonna fake like I'm not upset about it because I'm living such a great life. No, I want this to work out. And sometimes you being upset helps you figure out a problem. So sometimes me not liking what's going on is going to help me get to a solution better, you know, but that doesn't mean my life overall is unhappy.
Y'all catch all that? Okay. None of y'all really know any of these guys. I understand. I know a few. I don't know all of them either. But none of y'all probably know many of them or any of them. Let's just be real, okay? It's okay. How many of y'all know Kevin Durant? Raise your hand. You see what I'm saying? All right. So you trust in the media, you trust in all things of attention that's a conduit that will show you and convey you something about Kevin Durant. You trust Stephen A. Smith. You trust ESPN. You trust Fox. You trust Skip Bayless. You trust social media. You trust the fan that filmed Kevin Durant when he was walking through the tunnel. You trust everything. I always think of this when I think about trust, how we don't notice it, but we're all trusting each other. We all are in this system coexisting. You ever be on a street going this way, far left lane, and you moving, and then somebody coming the same way that you just left, and they moving. You know what's really keeping y'all from colliding? The yellow line for you lazy people. Oh, the yellow line, I don't cross it. Yes, you do. I've seen y'all been texting before and drifting. Oh, come on, stop it. Looking at her. Oh, stop it. You know what it is? It's a trust. It's a built-in trust that I'm going to keep my space. This yellow line is going to make it obvious for me, but I am buying into that yellow line. I am buying into trusting you ain't coming over here and I ain't going over there. And that's our trust. And there's a billion ways where we trust each other right away. When you're walking down the sidewalk, who gonna move? Except we all in this kind of coexistence of trust. We just don't acknowledge it. Y'all trust the media. And then the media, for whatever reason, or the big dog in the media, whatever reason, don't like somebody, don't like something. Just doesn't rub them the right way. And goes on a mission to not properly represent that player. It happens. It happens in a bad way, and it happens in a good way. I'll give you a good way. Peyton Manning, beast, my favorite quarterback ever, right? Insane. However, he was benefiting from this narrative. First in, last out. Remember that? And I was like, interesting, because I knew players on the team that were in there with Peyton and never got noticed. First in, last out. You get what I'm saying? And first in, last out doesn't always translate to you're the best player or you're going to be the man. You may just be wasting your time. You know what I mean? Coaches come there before Peyton, leave after Peyton, and ain't doing as much work as Peyton. Just getting babysat. Like the walls are babysitting them. Y'all ever catch somebody like that at your job at work? Always there, but ain't doing much? Like, man, that ain't Peyton Manning, but all I'm saying is that narrative benefited him, especially when he started slow, wasn't winning the championships, and Tom Brady kept beating him. And that narrative, it ain't just Peyton, it's something else. And it turned out to be something else. They needed a healthy defense. So I've seen it prop people up. I saw it tear them down as well. Baker Mayfield of late. I've seen it prop him up. Oh, his toughness. Oh, his intensity. Oh, the collegiate heart he has. It just rallies everyone, gets them all pumped up. And then when he ain't doing well or people are against him, he's immature. Grow up. You know what I'm saying? The dude doesn't get it. He's going to be out the league soon. And then now he rebounds and it's like, see, that's what I'm talking about. That kind of toughness is rare at the NFL level. So here we go. This is what's up with KD. KD got enough I don't give a damn in him where people are trying to make him care in the way that they want him to care. And since Kevin Durant's like, it ain't going to work, bruh, that's the tug of war. Largely, this is a Stephen A. Smith narrative, but it's others who just don't get to do flowers because he's cupcake. He did a chump move. GMs all want to do exactly what Kevin Durant did, which is construct the best team. There's literally somebody upstairs getting paid to do what Kevin Durant said. I got that. That's almost like a GM saying I can put 30 out there on the court, hit you a few threes, you know what I'm saying, help us win. And y'all going to be like, wow. You're doing a lot. That's not your job description, but good luck if you can do it. And Kevin Durant, LeBron, etc., these guys are constructing the same teams that in the 80s the GM was doing. Look at that Lakers team. Look at the Boston Celtics teams of the 80s. GM's going crazy. Then when the player says, I got your back, I can help you, I got relationships with these cats, let's do it. Or in the 90s when Jordan's swapping out. You know, you swap it out. You're going to bring in Rodman after you already had ballers? How you going to? What? Point being, Kevin Durant gets a bad name. And it's not going to help his legacy because wherever he is, he could have been propped up higher. And he knows it. And guess what? He don't give a damn. Like, not enough to try and audition and start doing a charade for y'all so y'all can say, oh, yeah, he is that good. I like him now, the likability factor. I tell you another guy who didn't get propped up as much as he should, and he didn't do it. He didn't care about the fanfare. Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan gets forgotten in conversations he should be in because he didn't prop himself up. He just balled and went home and put a doobie up. You know what I mean? Like, that's life. Some guys just hoop and gone. They hoop and dip. And those guys I see and I notice, a lot of them get torn down instead of propped up. So I know leaders got to wear a uniform, and they don't wear a uniform because they're cold. They don't wear a uniform to stand out. They wear a uniform because they want other people to see them and to respond to them. See these stripes? Respect that. Kevin Durant won't put that uniform on. He's like, nah, I'm gonna put on what everybody else got on. I don't need extra stripes over here. Y'all know game recognized game. They get it, they see it. So catch yourself sometimes when you trust in a little too much of what someone says about somebody you don't know as well. Because a lot of times, some of these cats don't even know them at all. They just got the mic and know they're going to get the last word. Ooh, that's so juvenile. But it is where we are in sports media. So tell me, do you think KD is a good leader? They question Steph's leadership this year. Leadership comes in all shapes and sizes, y'all. Not everybody Ray Lewis. Come on. Matter of fact, thank God everybody ain't Ray Lewis. You imagine if every team had a dude like that? And it ain't because it's Ray Lewis's fault. It ain't because I don't love Ray Lewis and his style. I'm like, I don't want to hear that much if you ain't going to do all of that. And how many people going to do what Ray Lewis did? So you imagine somebody lesser than Ray Lewis, way lesser than Ray Lewis, giving me those same Wolf tickets? Man, if you don't shut your... So there's all different styles of leadership, man. I think KD is a good leader. Tell me what you think. And tell me why you think people think he's a bad leader. It's just because he wears a face like, man, go ahead and just get the game going. Get your ball on. Tell me why you think that. And you agree that KD should or should not sell himself to the media. Which side of the fence are you on with that one? All right, y'all, coming up next, Never Shut Up. Funk up some comments. Wileyism. Let's get up out of here. Next on Never Shut Up, Brinks TV, Rates TV. KD, baby, my dog. Welcome back to Never Shut Up. It's your boy Marcellus Wiley. Loving you guys checking me out on Brinks TV. I see a lot of you guys are doing that. 1,000 free Brinks bucks. That's maybe one of the reasons. So check us out, Brinks.tv. All the love for you. Also, WileyWins.com. Got a lot of Clipper games going on. We got one on Sunday. My wife texted me this morning. We going to the game or you going with someone else? That meant I want to go to the game. So we're going to the game on Sunday. Love for you guys. Itty bitties also go to games. We give itty bitties 5-star experiences because they're neighborhood stars. You know what I mean? So we take them to games. Yep. And we don't just take them to games and put them in the 700 section. We're like, nah, y'all sitting fresh like everybody else. Once you get a taste of that affluence. So when you go back to your locale, you got to go back to your spot. Your body may be there, but your mind is gone. Support that. Support those initiatives. That one is called Beyond Borders Program. All on projecttransition.org. Leave a monthly donation. I give you this book. Let's funk up some comments here. I'd rather do this than anything. Just listen to y'all talk and then respond. In my Stephen A. Smith voice, it would be a travesty if Russell Wilson isn't in the league next year. LOL. Not saying Russ is top 10, but besides 2022, just about every year of his career was as good or better than Derek Carr's career. Yet Derek Carr got $100 million guaranteed as soon as he was cut by the Raiders. Kirk Cousins is the #1 free agent quarterback available, yet his and Russ's career is very similar. As long as Russ doesn't plant his flag in the I should be highest paid camp, there's no reason he shouldn't be able to make another 120 mil as a good but not great quarterback. That was a great assessment, except it was based on the premise of if. And Russell Wilson doesn't strike me as the guy that you hope he's going to be. I don't know how he's going to bring it back down a notch. Now, he may be forced to, and that's the conversation. He may be forced to retire. He may be forced to look at himself differently because there are no options. But if things are open flow, free flowing for Russell Wilson, why wouldn't he still want to be one of the highest paid? He easily could say, last year I played well. Coach had it out for me. Before that, it was a team that I was supposed to save. Hey, things happened. We had a change of coaches, a lot of false reports about me. Everyone sees Sierra and thinks I'm this red carpet football player when I'm not. Like, you know how it goes. Like, ain't nobody trying to change who they are easily. You know what I mean? So I love what you said, except I don't know if Russell's in that headspace. And dating Sierra's not even having to plant these seeds in Russell. Like, you worth more than that. You better than that. You know what does? Being with Sierra. Like, that lifestyle, that whole celebrity. This is the difference between athletes that are famous and celebrities. We know how hard it is to make it like celebrities do. But we also know how hard it is to continue to do it because in football, it hits you back. The camera in celebrity doesn't hit you back. Oh, we have to travel. We do too. Well, you ain't got to be pulled on as much as us. Yes, we do. Matter of fact, we get pulled on. They don't even call holding. Like, I'm just telling you, celebrity lifestyle, that's why they all go psycho or they act crazy because they're not grounded in every day, every way I got to fight through this. They're grounded in opinions and judgments and camera flashes. And it makes them go crazy. It's like kids on the iPads too long. Like, dog, that ain't real. It's Minecraft. That's how celebrities act because they ain't used to somebody looking them dead in their face and knocking their ass out. And then getting up and say, oh, if you get up and hit me back, that's how you get paid. So Russell is he's like in these cyber worlds, like, huh. And when you get a taste of that, I'm not lying. Every single athlete is like, damn, this ain't nothing. You get paid to do what? You get paid to go on. You imagine, this is my last point. You imagine you get paid, you make one song. Now they make albums in a gang of songs. You make one song and it's a hit. And for the rest of your life, all you got to do is sing that song and get paid. And people literally bitch about that. Oh, I got to go on tour and see me show. I know it's tiring. I know nobody likes to travel like that, especially when you're getting forced to do it, and that's how you get paid. I get it. But what you got to do? When you get there, all right, y'all got my food, y'all got my drink. Okay, my friends outside, where the girls at? Okay, where the bus? Okay, where the hotel? Okay, now I got to go up there and say, now here's a little... That ain't a football game. Let's just leave it right there. So I don't know if Russ is ready. Not just yet. Russ was accepted when he was average and quiet. He was rejected when he was average and loud. I hope he becomes humble again on a team with a great defense and great running game. Yes, Seattle 2.0. A Super Bowl winning quarterback on a lucrative extension that has never received the MVP vote in more than a decade of play needs to check his ego. Damn. You kind of said what I said a little bit. Look, your ego shouldn't be right next to you. Your ego should be a little higher than you. It has to be because you got to believe the impossible to make that possible. Now, if you only believe in what's possible, you're probably limiting yourself. Oh, I can only do what everybody else has done. Don't do that. Don't live that life. So I'm not mad at Russ having a little ego. I'm just saying it got to be in relationship to what you're going to do on that field and your situation. And right now it's not in relationship. We don't know. We'll see what he does in the offseason. I like Russell Wilson. I like him being a square. I like everything about that. I like the fact that he ain't caving to all of us. Now, I don't like when he try to be super duper like hard or cool or all that kind of stuff, whatever he was trying to do. Like all that. Like, Russell, be you. That's all. Wilson gets $80 million while walking away from Denver. Football is not the end all be all. Go invest your money or open a couple businesses. Facts. Needs to go to Atlanta. I bet he play his ass off in Future's hometown. LOL. You stupid. Future said this weekend that's not his son. Future need to let that go. That is his son, stepson, but it's his son. I think MJ is more thin-skinned than. I think you're talking about my son. I was about to say what? I think MJ is more thin-skinned than people want to admit because Charles Barkley didn't say anything wrong about MJ. He said MJ needed people who would keep it real, not be truthful with him. He wasn't being the best owner of the Charlotte Hornets. I don't know the fullest details of that back and forth. I will say this. It did appear and it does appear that MJ took that way too far. Now, the only way I can support MJ is we the type of boys, because we both superstars and we get how this goes, Barkley, MJ, that we ain't gonna never, ever put each other out there like that. Because that's what they do, and that ain't what we do. So you gotta remember, every friendship has different sets of rules, right? Be real, you know how it goes. Like all friends ain't created equal. Like I got a friend right now that, dog, I gotta always like spin it to the positive. Why? Because that's his best version. He gets the most out when it ends with positive. Or I could tell him the real, but spin it towards a positive. If I leave it just real and it's negative, he ain't gonna take it and run with it. He ain't gonna do nothing with it. I know exactly what I'm talking about. He know too. Then I got friends that's like, yo, brutally honest and leave them dead, leave them on the street dead, and they'll revive themselves. Yeah, they'll resuscitate. Yep, reincarnate themselves. You got to destroy them first, though, right? What type of friend are you? But there are different types, right? You know how it goes. So MJ and Barkley probably smoking and doing their thing. Hey, we ain't gonna never tell nobody what we do, and we ain't gonna never put what we do out there for them to criticize. That could have been a part of the pact. Even if it was, I wish, you know, I always say forgiveness for everybody, but I ain't forgave everybody. I said I have. I've moved on. I'm like, I'm cool with you. I ain't tripping. But now I ain't hitting you up. It is funny. People are like, I forgive and forget. But you then all of a sudden, you're like, I forgive you. I ain't calling you again. I forgive you. I ain't texting you. I forgive you. I ain't inviting you over like that. What did I forgive then? I'm not mad at you? Well, okay. Are we the same as we were? Nope. Are we ever going to be there again? If you try. So, I don't know, man. I just think MJ need to let it go. But then again, shoot, I'm talking to myself. There's some people I don't let go and let them be on their own. So we'll see what happens with that one. All right, y'all. Y'all know how we finish every show. We finish with a Wileyism. Yeah. This too shall pass. We've all heard that before, right? We all been in the Bible or around the Bible and heard this too shall pass, right? Let's go. There's a different way of looking at this than the typical. Because this too shall pass usually means a storm. You know, you're going through a storm. You're going through some issues. You're like, man, damn. And somebody will come up to you, they religify, and they say, oh, baby, this too shall pass. And you're like, fine, good. But here's another way to look at it, you know, another iteration of this too shall pass. To make anything work in this world, you got to work hard at it. We know it. Ain't no shortcuts. I know. And there are a lot of people. And frankly, the divide between the people I know that have made it and not is really work ethic and outlook, perseverance. You got to work. Like you got to work way more than you think you got to work to get anything going. Right? Being real. Let's be real. Okay. Now, not everybody work like that because some people complain. Catch yourself. Some people want a shortcut. Catch yourself. Some people, when nobody looking, they're going to take that play off or they ain't going to do extra work. You know how it goes, right? Then I start thinking, this too shall pass. My friend asked me, why do you keep working or working hard or what made you work hard? Now, my initial answer is death. Why do I live? Why do I try to live every moment, every second? A lot of people be like, damn, dog, you don't get tired. I was like, hell yeah, I get tired, fool. But I know this moment is going to end. I know my itty bitties. I got a 3-year-old. She going to be 4. She going to be 5. Then I'm going to look up. She's 25. And I'm like, damn, because my 24-year-old. So I realized what gives me life is death. It will end. Walk with me here. So then I start thinking, man, that's part of why I appreciate so much, because I know it will end. I've seen a baby turn into an adult, beautiful, grown, text me when she want to. Like, you know what I mean? That's amazing to me. Now I got 3 other little ones. Oh, every second I'm all in, right? So appreciation comes from that. But then I start thinking, damn, this too shall pass ain't just storms. It's about that work ethic. It's about that appreciation for the task you have. So next time you're working on something, you know how you know you can go all in, all hard the whole way and not die from it? Because this too shall pass. That practice. Remember your hardest practice? You know, throwing up, couldn't see straight, saw stars. You got through it, didn't you? This too shall pass. But going to it and going through it, oh, you wanted to tap out 1,000 times. Next time you are faced with that, leg day. Our squats and leg days, boys, used to be like, come on. Whole day. We got leg day at 3 p.m. I wake up at 5 in the morning. All I'm thinking about is leg day. This too shall pass. You know how many leg days I've had? Not many lately, but you know how many leg days I've had? You get through it. So now to encourage yourself to appreciate the task, bringing it all home now, just think about that hard ass thing that you can't stop thinking about, that hard thing that you're going through right now, that hard thing that you know you got to do. This too shall pass. So get your ass through it, right? Go hard in the paint. When I thought about that, I was like, man, it ain't just like bad situations and negativities and problems that this too shall pass. You know, healing from things. It's not just healing. It's about dealing with things. You know at 2 p.m. what you got to do and you don't want to do it. You're dreading it. How about looking at it a little different? Same thing, a little different. Because you had a 2 p.m. 4 weeks ago and you got through it. So next time you got that 2 p.m., just think about it. This too shall pass. That'll do it for today's episode of Never Shut Up. Love you guys. I got to do some work. And this too shall pass. Let's get to it. Have an amazing day. I know I will. I need some calf.
Days a lot faster. Oh, I'm so honored. I'm so inspired to be here, and thanks Shine Global for this award, to be recognized for doing the right thing, to be recognized for doing good things, and trying to inspire others for their own greatness. I'm just a kid from Compton who, at an early age, had to look inside to find my opportunities, because on the outside, there were so many whispers and sometimes yells of I couldn't make my dreams a reality. And thought that was very unfortunate, but I was thankful that I never internalized that chorus that was around me. I was a kid that understood that you had to be greater than your greatest excuse. And I had a lot of excuses. I had a lot of reasons to have self-doubt. But I was able to develop my inner power, discover that inner power, and make sure that I showed the world exactly who I wanted to be. And it was really simple for me. It was to make my dreams a reality. There was nothing more to it. And as I now stand here, just a few miles from where I grew up, where that adversity still is strong, and as we see through these movies, that it's worldwide, not just in our locale. You see the suffering, you see the gangs, you see the drugs, you see the poverty. And there's always one common escape. It's that inner power, it's that ambition. It's having a voice that's louder than those surrounding voices. And I'm on a mission, a global mission, to make sure that that inner power inspires all to not only give, but to receive the blessings that come from giving. And I'm up here right now as a guy who's challenging everyone to give their 3 T's. That's time, that's talent, and that's treasure. human capital, financial, whatever it may be. Let's invest in each other because we all have to coexist here together. And as I look around and I have a foundation that really inspires these kids to become their greatest version of themselves and to look in the mirror to make sure that they're greater than their greatest excuse. It gives me my greatest passion. I was a kid who wanted to be a school teacher, but because of my height, weight, and speed, I became a football player. So I took that helicopter ride up as high as I could, but as I was ascending, I never forgot that I was once one of those fork-in-the-road kids who was shot at many times, who had to navigate around adversity every single day, who had to waste so much of his brain power just trying to get home every day, and so many experiences that sometimes you become desensitized to. But in reality, that is someone else's reality. So I'm so thankful to stand in front of all of you guys as an example of the kids that we're trying to affect, the underserved, the underprivileged, those who are told that their hardships are greater than who they are. But hopefully we can inspire them all to look inward, because everything they want out there is already in here. Appreciate you guys.
BetUS, America's favorite sportsbook, where you can bet on everything, anytime. Sportsbook, casino, horse racing, live betting, and more. We have the best bonuses in the industry. That's right. Get a 125% sign-up bonus, and to celebrate our 30-year anniversary, we're giving up to 30 risk-free bets, a truck, Super Bowl tickets, and more. Don't miss out. Play smart. Join now. BetUS, where the game begins.